Friday mixed bag of insanity.
As what Clementine Ford tweeted over the weekend, do you think I would be here tonight? Do you not think that there would be a wall of protest that says I must be dragged out of the studio? Honestly, the coronavirus isn't killing men fast enough. She has, of course, gone on to apologise, which normally should be the end of it, right? Okay, cool. But whenever do people like Clementine Ford say, oh well, the guy on TV apologised, that's fine, let's move on. So, okay, let's play by your rules. I hope that the City of Melbourne pulls every cent that they gave this person, because could you imagine what the calls would be if there was any sort of government grant given to somebody who had said something even half as offensive as that? Instead, well, one rule for them, one rule for us.
Ugly, hateful feminist Clementine Ford tweeted a few days ago that the coronavirus isn't killing men fast enough. So don't you dare tell me third wave feminism is about women's rights and equality and all that crap. These women hate men, and they want them eradicated from the earth. She's can you imagine if a man said something like that about women? I mean, just as hateful and disgusting. But how's about the double standard? Clementine Ford is not even banned from Twitter, and the crazy lefty council of my city of Melbourne said her grant money is under review. Under review? She says she wants all men fucking dead, and her grant money is under review? Give me a fucking break. Can you imagine if a man said that? There'd be 24-hour media coverage. The man would lose their job. They'd be ostracised. They'd be charged, of inciting hatred or violence or whatever you want to look at it. Possibly terrorism charges. I mean, I'm just sick of this crap, and I'm sick of this double standards in this frigging world. I've had enough of it. Anyway, moving on to the next story. Trump finally signs an executive order to do with social media censorship, saying that they'll lose their Section 320 230 immunity if they engage in any funny business. Well, hoorah! About bloody time. It's just 3.5 years too late. Now, some of you might criticise me for saying this, but I don't care. I'm a little bit pissed off, to be honest. It should have happened. The persecution's been going full on for 3 years. It should have happened 3 years ago. Thousands of good people have lost their channels, lost their Twitter accounts, been deplatformed, digitally depersoned, had their views shadow banned on YouTube and on Facebook, and it's this Nazi-style censorship's been going on for a long time, but it's been in full overdrive for 3 years, and until Donald Trump gets his feelings hurt by getting a couple of tweets fact-checked. Don't get me wrong, I don't agree with that at all. Fact-checked by... I don't agree with fact-checking, in fact, but I definitely don't agree with fact-checking by lefty lunatics. But until Trump gets a couple of tweets fact-checked, nothing gets... he does something about it in 2 days, but it has to directly affect him. So to be honest, I'm a bit pissed off about it. About the length of time it's taken, and it seems that he hasn't cared until it's happened to him. So I want to tell you, I'm a bit pissed off, to be honest, and I really don't care how people feel about that, because I'm not a blind sheep, a blind follower, and if I see some bit of bullshit or some hypocriticalness, I'm going to call it out. I don't care. That's just the way it is. Oh, and also, you know, there's a couple of things I'm unhappy about. Trump was going to put a vaccine panel in, chaired by Robert F. Kennedy, researching the dangers of vaccines. He disbanded that. He's been too slow in recognising the dangers of 5G. He's been pumping it up, so he's either ignorant about it or involved in it, so he needs to change his policies on that. Now, don't attack me with this bullshit. Is Trump better than Hillary Clinton? Of course he is, but is he still wrong in some areas? Of course he is. And do we have to hold his feet to the fire? Of course we do. You know, and it's just a fact. I'm not a... Doesn't matter who the president is. If I see something wrong, I'm going to call it out. And I'm not a blind follower and a blind sheep. Oh, by the way, another thing I want to mention. Australian scientists are now saying men can be women, whatever you feel. It's so, in other words, these idiots who call themselves scientists are denying scientific fact. It's very dangerous. They're denying their own biological science. So, in other words, they're legalising mental illness, and it's extremely dangerous. And I hope all these scientists that are paid shills by George Soros and the CIA are one day put on Nuremberg-style trials and jailed. And all these scientists that are putting young children on puberty blockers and everything else, the mass destruction of a generation. It's beyond terrible. And one thing before I go, this George Floyd thing, something stinks to me. Like, these cops were corrupt, and this cop killed this guy with unnecessary force. There's no doubting that. But these cops doing this, and the cop doing that, and three officers standing around, and people standing around filming. And I just want to suggest, and these riots, obviously, a lot of them are paid George Soros agitators and Antifa guys and that. I'm just wondering whether, these cops are going to go to jail, and probably for second degree murder, or maybe even first degree. But I would like to, Polly or Grace or someone or Nikki or someone down the track to do research, someone better than me, to find out whether later on down the track, whether these cops' families mysteriously get paid, and whether, I don't know, because people were waking up to the racial division, and these draconian lockdowns were bringing patriots together of all colours to stand against draconian governors and governments. And they needed an event, they needed a distraction, and bang, George Floyd comes along. I'm just wondering, I'm just wondering, that's all. Something stinks about that Minneapolis event. Something stinks to high heaven. Anyway, thanks for very much, ladies and gentlemen. That'll do.